has always been fast, on the track, in the classroom, and in the workplace. His speed led to a successful Rose-Hulman career as both a student and athlete. Armand came to Rose-Hulman after earning valedictorian honors in a class of more than 300 at East Chicago Central High School in 1994. His track and field career included 3 sectional titles, including an appearance in the Indiana State Championships in the 100-meter dash and the 4x400 meter relay. East Chicago Central has won only 3 sectional titles in the last 40 years in the sport of track and field, and Armand was a key member of all 3 championship teams. Before his school days, Armand began running because he was one of the fastest kids in the neighborhood. He played football as a freshman, but soon realized he was faster in a straight line and didn't always like having someone twice his size standing in his way. He decided to join the team as a sophomore in 1992. At Rose-Hulman, Armand won Indiana Collegiate Athletic Conference titles in 1996 and 1997 in the 100-meter dash and the 4x100 meter relay. He still holds the indoor 55-meter dash school record of 6.56 seconds and set the outdoor 100-meter record of 10.94 seconds in 1994. His efforts still rank second all-time in the indoor 200-meter dash and 4th in the outdoor 200 meters. Following his Rose-Hulman career, Armand has worked as a test engineer for Delphi Electronics and Safety for the past decade. He spent 6 years in Kokomo and has worked the last 4 in Ciudad Juarez in Chihuahua, Mexico. He currently serves as a team leader in the test engineering group.
Ladies and gentlemen, Armand Hill.
It's good to be back in Indiana. Good to be back home. Good to be here today, seeing all my family and all my friends. I want to go ahead and thank the Rose-Hulman community, Dr. Jakubowski, Coach Welch, the nomination committee for this great honor. I feel extremely honored to accept this nomination. I'm flattered by this, and I really appreciate it. It is truly special. One of the things that has made it special is who I'm nominated with. I'm being nominated with two of my teammates and 2 of my classmates. Both of them All-Americans. I won't spoil the surprise, but not too much. But Ryan and Nate were both All-Americans, and competing with them for the 4 years that I was here, I had a lot to aspire to, and I really looked up to you guys. Great guys, great character. I learned a lot from Ryan specifically, and it was just great. Whenever I get a chance to, whenever I can actually get somebody to listen to me about my track career, I always mention Ryan, and I always mention Nate. I always mention that national championship there. I spoiled the surprise, sorry. So I really appreciate being, competing with you guys. I came to know Rose-Hulman my sophomore year of high school. I'd always wanted to be an engineer, but I didn't exactly know what an engineer was. I knew that I wanted to do something technical. I knew I was very curious. I was into computers. I always took my toys apart, and I was able to put them back together. And I had the meeting with my guidance counselor, and she made the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And by this time, I didn't know what an engineer was, and I said, okay, I want to be an engineer. So she goes and she pulls out a brochure. Well, there's this school in Terre Haute, Indiana. It's all engineering and science, and it's just for people like you, And I was like, okay, show me more about it. So she talked about the brochure. Then she took the brochure and put it back on her desk. And I was thinking, I want to learn more about it. So I was expecting letters from the school. I got a lot of letters. I got letters from Purdue, of course, Iowa State, a couple of schools in New York, lots of schools here in the Midwest. But I never got any letters from Rose-Hulman for some reason. So I took matters into my own hands, and I wrote a letter. And for some of the younger members of the audience, I actually put words, what a letter is. I put words on paper. I folded the paper, put it in an envelope, and sent it by U.S. mail. So, history lesson. And so I wrote two letters. I wrote one to the coach, and I wrote one to the admissions office. And I guess, as they say, the rest is history. I was finally recognized by the school, by the community, and I just fell in love with the place. Of course, I enrolled in 1994 after my high school career, and started competing in track, and it was great. I don't want to get too deep, but I actually found myself, being with people just like me, more or less, and having the opportunity to interact at an intellectual level and a certain social level. It really made me grow, and it forced me to grow in some ways. And I've made friends, and I've made lifelong friends. Phil Rexel, Mark Stetzer, emails every couple of weeks. Awesome. I want to thank you guys for actually listening and reading some of them, because they can get pretty silly sometimes. So, of course, Coach Welch. Coach Welch was my work study boss, quote unquote. And a lot of times there wasn't too much for me to do. So I just go in his office and we chat, And I don't remember, I don't remember a lot of specific life lessons or anything that he taught me. But I do, one thing that does stick out in my mind is the fact that he was always there to listen. And that helped me grow too. At some times in my life, I think I had problems expressing myself. And being part of this community really helped me to grow in that aspect. And I want to thank Coach Welch for it. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I'd like to actually dedicate this to my mother. She passed away 5 years ago. And she only got to see me run once in my 8-year athletic career in high school and college. And I vividly remember that day. And I'm gonna end it right now because I don't want to cry. So thank you.
Fortunate in his